Hey, thanks for being with me. Hope everything's been great this week. It is Friday, so as usual, I want to hear how things have gone. On Monday, we always look and figure out what we need to accomplish in the week so that on Friday we can say it's been a good week. So leave the comments below and let me know how the week's been and are you going to get everything accomplished by the end of today. So hopefully it's been an excellent week and you're going to say yes to that and you've got some big wins. You know, in some of these other episodes recently, I've been talking about Benjamin Hardy's book that is coming out on June 16th called Personality Isn't Permanent. I'm excited about it. I'm going to put the link in the show notes for anyone that wants to pre-order that book. It is a great book. I really love it. There's some controversial things in there. There's some great thinking in there, and I really like it. But one of the things that I was reading about today is what he calls strategic ignorance, and I love it. You know, I've talked in previous episodes as well how I don't watch the news. I used to watch it all the time. I trained for a marathon one time, 100% of the time on a treadmill with a TV in front of me, and the entire time, the entire training, I was watching the news nonstop. And I tell you, that was the most depressing marathon I've ever run. It was after that I thought, you know what, I don't need this. The world is still gonna go around without me watching all the news, and the things that are important to me, I'm gonna know, I'm gonna have access to them, and it's been one of the best decisions of my life. But I'm gonna read you a few things out of his book, and I just really like the thoughts he's put in here. He says, with increased options come increased choices. This may seem like a good thing, but for most people it's not. More choices mean more decisions. Decision fatigue can lead you to getting stuck in negative cycles. A lot of the choices you encounter on a daily basis are endless rabbit holes to nowhere. Instead of keeping the door open and more choices, you need the discernment and confidence to close most doors so that you're entirely unaware of them. It's too costly for the mind to be focused on the wrong things once you become serious about success and change. And that's what I really like about this part of the book, is how he explains the importance of doing this if you're focused on being successful. And so he has a few bullet points here. He says, we assume that more choices means better options and greater satisfaction. However, choice overload makes you question the decisions you make before you even make them. Choice overload leaves you in a perpetual state of FOMO, the fear of missing out, always looking over your shoulder and questioning the decisions you've made. This puts you in a constant state of stress, always feeling like you are falling short, always questioning your decisions you've made, always wondering what could have been. Then down a little ways, he says, if you're serious about achieving your goals and intentionally moving forward in your life, you must create an environment that shields you from most of the world. Strategic ignorance is not about being closed-minded. It's about knowing what you want and knowing that as a person, you can easily be swayed or derailed. Rather than putting yourself in stupid situations and being forced to rely on willpower due to lack of planning, you simply avoid stupid situations. You even avoid amazing situations that you know are ultimately a distraction to becoming your desired future self. You create boundaries. You live your priorities and values and dreams. And then one last part I wanted to read was, selective ignorance is not the avoidance of learning. It's not the avoidance of giving feedback. It's simply the intelligence of knowing that with certain things and people, the juice will never be worth the squeeze. It's knowing what to avoid. And I think that's brilliant, because I think there's so much available to us now. With technology now, we get so much, and it's all right there at our fingertips. And we really can get overloaded and overwhelmed. And you know, that feeling of the fear of missing out, you know, not being in the know, not knowing everything that everyone else knows is a real thing. But once you get past that and you don't care about that, and you're focused on your future and your success, and you can just focus on those things that are important to you, I think it's going to help you a lot. So that's my challenge to you this weekend. Take a look at yourself, and what are the things in your life that you can cut out? What don't you need? What shows are you watching that you don't need to watch? Maybe it's all of them. What things are you listening to that you don't need to listen to, including people? What people can you cut out of your life because they're a negative influence? and what other people do you need to try bringing into your life because they're a positive influence. So some great thoughts there. I'm going to put the link to his book in my show notes. So if you want to pre-order that, it's going to be available on June 16th. Highly recommend the book. It's got a lot of great things in it. But thanks for being with me. Hope it finishes off being a great week for you and you can have a great weekend. Thanks and take care.